Hey guys, it's Evil Aniki. Today I'm at Japan World Heroes, hosted by the same people who do Pasadena Comic Con and all that sort of jazz, but we're gonna go in and check out what I got. I was just in there, so let's cut to that footage and show you what they had to offer.
So this event is in Burbank at the Marriott Hotel, which is right next to the airport. This entrance is pretty inconspicuous. I don't think they're expecting many guests, but I got a little badge, a wristband, and they also gave me a pin. Anime Jungle's here, we'll check them out. I don't really stop by their booth much, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. But yeah, here we are in the main hallway area. I've been here for like Sun and Monster Palooza and a few other events, so check that out. The first booth we're gonna see on inside here is ALA, and if you haven't seen my ALA vids, be sure to check them out. I love ALA, gonna be going again in 2024, so super excited for that. They're giving these posters away and some pamphlets and goodie bags and stuff. They're a sponsor for this event. Had a nice little talk with Alec here. He's one of the chairs for ALA. I see him at a lot of events. ALA is like one of the biggest conventions that goes to other conventions, and it's really cool. But speaking of, you know, seeing people we normally see, we see David here from GodZilla. GodZilla may not be around anymore, but they're still at conventions, and he's got a lot of robots to show off. Walking around the floor, we found some really cool figures here. These are just blowing my mind. These are like really fancy figures. I'm not really into Power Ranger figures, but they had some like Ultraman stuff here that was super cool. Like, I don't even know some of these characters, but they just look so cool. And they had so many, and they were selling them here at the event. You know, if I was like super into these, I might have bought some. They were a little expensive, and I don't really have the room for these. But these display cases are really nice, I'm not gonna lie. I'd rather get the display cases, if you know what I mean. They had a lot on sale here. Look at that, oh my goodness. Coming over to this other side over here. Yeah, here's some Ultraman. Look at all of these. These are big too. These are some big figures. They had some really cool, like, look at these. Look at this dude. Oh my god. That's just so cool. Yeah, let me know if you guys like Ultraman down in the comments below. Oh, and then here's Anime Jungle. I don't stop and look at their stuff. They've got weird plastic wrap over everything, and it's all just Megazords and Power Rangers. The next booth we're taking a look at is Beretta Collectibles. I actually featured them in my Robo Toy Fest from this year, and he's going to show off this Dirty Pair / Char's Counterattack poster. And I actually got this because I thought it was really cool. I really like Dirty Pair. It's one of my favorite animes. I like Gundam too, but Dirty Pair is definitely more my jam. I loved robots when I was younger, but Dirty Pair is definitely one of my favorite animes. And I actually got this poster. I think I paid like $40 for it. And then I went through all of his stuff. He had a bunch of garage kits here for sale. A lot of this was Dirty Pair and, like, you know, Gundam characters. Really cool. I haven't finished the one. I haven't even started the one that I got from him at Robo Toy Fest. So I'm not getting any garage kits. He had so many here though, and I wish I could have them all. And I wish I had the space and all the paint to do this. Like, oh my goodness. But yeah, he's just got like massive collections of stuff going on here. Just not sure what I'm looking at. These Appleseed figures in the back there looking pretty cool. Then it was like, hey, what's going on with these posters over here? And he's like, these are from pachinko shops. So at pachinko shops, they have like posters outside, and he's talking to me about it. I'm just gonna talk over this. Then he's gonna show off some like different ones here. And they've got a whole bunch of like different, you know, themes. So this one's just like there's a GodZilla character, I believe. I don't remember. But yeah, so many here. And here's another one. This one was a Lupin the Third. This would have been cool. If you could see the characters better, I might have gotten that one. I was a little sad that you could only see the car, really. And then here's another one with Fist of the North Star, which is really cool. I actually talked to him about this. I was like, oh man, every time I see Fist of the North Star, I think of JoJo. It's just how it is nowadays, because you see JoJo everywhere, and you don't really see Fist of the North Star as much. Then I didn't actually know this anime. I don't think he knew it either. But this looked pretty cool. Very like early 2000s and 90s vibe. Dug it a lot though. I didn't get any of these. I think these were actually fairly cheap that he was trying to offload them. He's trying to get rid of a lot of his stuff here. A lot of this is all of his personal collection. Yeah, and so I'm just gonna go through some of his books real quick here. This is just like, oh my goodness. It's visual overload. Like, I go through this, it's just like, I wish I could like I was actually in his booth for way too long. I wish I could be in his booth for longer and just go through everything thoroughly and figure out what's what exactly, because it's just so hard to tell from like a glance. But one of the things I did get was this little novel for Gunbuster, which is a prequel to Die Buster, and then I got this No Game No Life, a little plastic poster thing. But just continuing around the con, there's a lot to see here. This was a pretty interesting event overall. Like, a lot of the stuff here is people's personal collections. There was a lot of like actors and stuff here from like Super Sentai and all that jazz. And I'll talk about that later, but there's just a lot of really cool finds here. A lot of this stuff is like mainly vintage stuff, and it's a little bit more on the pricey side. Some booths were actually having some pretty decent prices on things, which I thought was really interesting. We'll get into some of those booths as well. I'm just not really into like the big robot stuff anymore. You know, if I was younger, this would have been all me right here. Like, I would have gone crazy for it. But as an adult, I'd rather get like, something like Dirty Pair and just more vintage anime. That's sort of what I'm into, is the vintage stuff nowadays. I like getting VHS and like, older shows. I'm not into Gundam as much anymore, and I don't know. The newer ones haven't been so good. They keep making it for kids. Like, I think that's my issue, is like Gundam like was really good for like adults and then like teens, and then they like it's regressing. But here we are, Red Kilo Collectibles, and I was admiring some of his collection stuff. He's got some really cool figures here. He is still new to Instagram, so give him some love. And he had a lot of Evangelion stuff, I'm not gonna lie, and he's trying to get rid of it. But I was looking at his giant Robo disc holder here, and this was pretty cool. I don't have any giant Robo stuff. If I had some giant Robo stuff, I might have gotten this, and also it only held CD cases. It's a little impractical. I really liked it too, but it's just not going to fit in my collection. He did have a lot of like figures still in the boxes unopened, like Queen's Blade, and there's this whole Evangelion set to the left here that I'm not really looking at, and there's just a lot of really cool stuff here. And then just keeping on moving, going through the con, there's just lots of random stuff going around. I really like these booths where you can walk around and just sort of rummage through like this. Unfortunately, though, I saw that Rory up there, but unfortunately, booths like this, where you can walk in and get a grasp of everything like this, they're really prone to like having stuff stolen from them. I was talking to my buddy David about this. He had like a toy tunnel at Anime Expo last year, and he didn't do it again this year, and he's probably not going to do it again ever, because so much stuff gets stolen when you do that, because it's so hard to keep your eyes on them, you know what I mean? And here's some really cool Godzilla stuff. There was a lot of really cool little resin figures just all around, some Junji Ito stuff. Now we're coming up on Anime Coast, and they had Mochi here dying for our sins on a cross. This was just hilarious. I was just rolling. But they got a really nice collection here. They like to put out some books on like a bigger display that they think people will like. And I like this tactic. Like, I think this is really good showmanship. They have really good showmanship. Their price is a little bit more steeper, but it's a lot easier to get through things. And they do have an adult section. I wish more booths would risk bringing their adult materials and selling their adult stuff, because that's what I'm after. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Like, you're gonna get me to buy something if you bring some adult merchandise, because I don't know, like, it's just what I like. But going through the stuff here, I know this is a bad angle, guys. I'm sorry. Here's a better angle. This is a doujin I actually got. That comic, the Big O one. Oh, I gotta blur that. Blurring all this. Blurring all this. Oh my god, you guys can't see none of this. There was a Big O doujin there, and I'm getting that one. And then I got this book here too. I really like this. Really like this 90s aesthetic. And they also have some cosplayer photos from like the 90s or early 2000s in here too, which I thought was really interesting. So that's why I got that as well. Really stood out to me. I think I paid like $100 for this in total with tax, 100 something. The doujin was like 50 bucks, which is just a little expensive in my book. Then coming up on this booth, I don't actually remember I didn't get their handles, I didn't get a card or anything. I didn't see any around for me to grab, but they had these comics here, and these were only like $5-10 bucks each, and this is such a good price on these. Like, I mean, I just bought a doujin that's the same size of these for like 50 bucks, but They had some really cool ones here. I'm not trying to add any more comics to my collection. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, and I don't even store them properly already. Like, I need so many cardboard backings and stuff. But he also had this display here. Had to cut out a little shot there because there was some boobies. And he's got tape over some of this because there's more boobies. But there's a lot of cool animation cells in here. There's some Akira stuff, which is just super cool. This is way out of my price range, but this is so cool. If I was like crazy, I might buy one of these and like, you know, frame it and put it in like a work office or something if I, you know, had a work office instead of my living room where I'm recording this now. But I came over and checked out some of their VHS. These VHS were a little pricey. I think these were going for like 20 some bucks. And I have some of these already, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just not into the prices on this. Super cool though. And I guess they're at SAC Anime, so you know, maybe you guys check them out at SAC Anime if you're up there. I haven't been to SAC Anime, I want to go. SAC Anime is just a little too far north for me. I've gone to Bach Anime, but yeah. And then I came across this anime here. I think this is Jungle D Iku. I can't really read the cover from Iko. I don't know. I'm gonna put a clip of the show in right now. I haven't watched it yet, but it's a pretty wild looking clip. So let me know what you guys think of this, and it's definitely gonna be on my to watch list. I grabbed it because I had never seen it, and I was just like, what is this? This is something I've not seen before. And so I had to get it. That's usually how I go. If I see something like that's cheap enough, I only paid like, I don't know, like 10, 13, 15 for this DVD. Yeah, here's a closer up.
Obviously, you managed to manipulate my darling fiancé with that slutty sex appeal of yours. How else can you explain his reluctance to return to the jungle with me?
No, just a minute.
According to the code of the jungle by which I'm bound, I have no choice but to challenge you, and you must fight in that cheap outfit you're wearing. If you should happen to win, I will give up Master Ongo and return to the jungle forever. And of course, I'll return that girl to you as well.
This lady needs to learn some manners. I could care less about Ongo, but for Nami's sake, I've got to win. I accept the challenge! Ha! Ah! Ooh! Ha! Ho! Ada, ora, bam, go, go, go! Right and left and right and left and oh, ho, ho! Right and left and right and left and oh, ho, ho! Squeeze it up and squeeze it up and squeeze it up and squeeze it up, oh, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo! Boba dada, baba dada, meke, meke, den dada dada dada, don barari, den dada dada dada, don barari, boba dada, baba dada, meke, meke, den dada dada dada, don barari, don dere bako bako, oh, bobo,
That was the sleaziest transformation I've ever seen.
Thank you so much for waiting. So what's on the agenda?
What a weird show that is, but here we are at Mars Collectibles. You can check them out on Instagram. I sort of came in here because I saw this $5 special sale, and I was like, oh, you know, maybe there's something cheap I can grab here. I didn't really see anything from a distance. I just sort of was like, oh, what's in here? What's in here? So I sort of just dug around. I was hoping, you know, maybe I could find something vintage, because they seem to have some, like, cool anime figures on the side. And I do get lucky in here. I'm really shocked that I find something that I was into going through this. So, yeah. This was pretty cool. I was like, ooh, that's a nice little figure there. And these boxes are just, like, absolutely destroyed. Like, look at this. This is the Lord of the Rings right there. Oh, my God. There's a few Lord of the Rings figures in here. Then I see it. I see this one right here. I'm like, Tenchi. Oh, my goodness. Tenchi Muyo. I'm definitely getting the Tenchi. And I do get the Tenchi. And I'll show you guys a photo of it all properly set up and displayed after all this. But, yeah, there was just a lot of, like, you know, little stuff in here that's pretty cool. I was hoping to find another Tenchi figure in here, maybe, or another anime figure in general. He had some, like, you know, ones not in the $5 bin that were, like, closer to 40. all this stuff is cool, but this is all like Warcraft and Lord of the Rings, and you know, it's more high quality figures, just not stuff I'm into. This Tenchi figure is definitely up my alley. I love Tenchi Muyo. Tenchi Muyo is one of my favorite series. Here it is. Oh my goodness. I don't really have a Tenchi figure. You know, the girls are more popular. But going onward, back to the outside area of this little convention hall, because we were in the exhibit hall now. Now we're in like this outside hallway area, and I've come across the voice actor Daryl here. He's in Beyblade, and I featured him before in my Power Morphicon video. He's actually an old friend of mine. You know, be sure to check him out on, you know, his social medias. He's probably pretty easy to find. He didn't believe I was recording, but he had his whole blading gang here. Check these guys out. Look at this. They had a panel as well. I didn't go to any of the panels at this event, unfortunately. And then as I was there, they were getting all the booths to sign a giant jacket. I don't know if it was booths or if it was the voice actors. I'm not too sure. I didn't get clarity on that, but he signed that. And now we're going to continue walking through this little area. And I came across the GodZilla exhibit that they had here. This was really cool. I'm going to have some better photos at the end of this, just so you guys can get like some, you know, closer ups. You can freeze frame on any of this too. I only took pictures of the King Kong stuff. The GodZilla stuff is cool, but the King Kong stuff is cool because monkeys are in nowadays. You know what I mean? Like, monkeys are all the meme. Who do you guys think would win between Godzilla and King Kong? I think Godzilla would probably win, but I'd really like King Kong to win. But check these out. These are so cool. Had to post these in a monkey Discord server afterwards. But yeah, these are super cool. Super, super cool. Love when events have stuff like this to like just check out. But going down this final little wing of the convention hall area, and there's a bunch of artists on the side here. It's just nothing I'm really too into. This event didn't really have much for me. It was a lot of like Godzilla and King Kong and Super Sentai, and that's just not my vibe. I came here for like the vintage anime stuff, which, you know, I found. That's what I was looking for, and I found it. So, you know, I got what I wanted out of this event. And they had a little green screen thing here for cosplayers. There's actually a lot of cosplayers here because there was so many prop masters and, you know, voice actors and animators and artists and, you know, Super Sentai people here that it just lures all of, you know, the Super Sentai cosplayers out to this event. And this event probably would have done a little bit better if the hurricane hadn't gone on this weekend. This was the same weekend as Rose City Annie Fest, which I did a video on. You can check it out. I probably put it out before this one. So let me know what you guys thought of this video. That's going to be it for today, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.